Thanks very much for coming out tonight. We've just come back from a tour of Croydon. Actually, it was a band practice this afternoon. Yeah, we came back from a tour the other day, didn't we, Tony? Where was it? No, wasn't it Ferntree Gully?
Ferntree Gully.
Thursday? That was another band practice, actually. We'll just start with warm up this full kiki song called Time. Well, he hasn't always been around, and he won't always be, but he's on the move at this moment, measuring life for you and me. Feel we all submit to him, existing anxiously. No one is able to turn him off except the Lord, and he holds the key. When the Lord stops him, that'll be it. Too late for apologies, too late to forgive your brother, too late to get on your knees. When the Lord stops him, that'll be it. Too late to help the needy, too late of all, too late to turn. You must face eternity. His name is Time, and he's coming to an end. His name is Time. Where will you be, my friend? His name is Time, and he's coming to an end. His name is Time. Where will you be, my friend? Most people think he'll never stop, but go on perpetually. But old man Time is running out, and he'll cease eventually. When the Lord stops him, that'll be it. Too late for apologies, too late to help the needy. Worst of all, too late to turn. You must face eternity. His name is Time, and he's coming to an end. His name is Time. Where will you be, my friend? His name is Time, and he's coming to an end. His name is Time. Where will you be, my friend? When the Lord stops him, that'll be it. Too late for apologies, too late to forgive your brother, too late to get on your knees. When the Lord stops him, that'll be it. Too late for apologies, worst of all, too late to turn. You must face eternity. His name is Time, and he's coming to an end. His name is Time.
on differently every time. Oh dear.
This next song is called Quite Like You, for you guys who like country music. It's called Quite Like You. And who will love me when I'm lonely and sad, when the ones who I thought cared have left me too? Who won't forget me when I'm not around? Who will comfort me when I'm confused? Nobody else could love me like you do. No one can quite understand. Nobody cares for me quite like you do. There is no one. There is no one quite like you. Who can make right all the wrongs I have done? Who can rebuild this life of crumbling sand? Why must the captain go down with this ship? Won't someone come and rescue this drowning man? Nobody else could love me like you do. No one can quite understand. Nobody cares for me quite like you do. There is no one. There is no one quite like you. Nobody else could love me like you do. No one can quite understand. Nobody cares for me quite like you do. There is no one. No, there is no one. No, there is no one quite like you. Quite like you. Quite like you. Quite like you. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Boy, you don't know how nervous it is when you have to get up and sing. It's shocking. You never get over it, but it's probably a good thing. Now this one's called On the Water. It's a title track from the CD On the Water, and I'll just explain a little bit about it. It just talks about sometimes you just got to forget all the things that are not helping you out in life. You just got to throw those things in the water. I just used to go down to the beach when I was younger after work, or just when I wanted to be alone, and had all these thoughts and sort of things picked up, and I found it really good just being down on the beach, throwing a stone in the water or just throwing a stick in the water, and sort of just found a really good meditative place to sort of cast away your cares and that. But look, I was in Western Australia a couple of years ago. I was in this house and they didn't have a kitchen. They had all this plumbing coming out of the wall, and I said, "Gosh, where's your kitchen?" And they said, "White ants." So they ate it away, and we've got to wait a couple of months before the next carpenter to come through the town to build us a new kitchen. And I just thought how often in our lives it's like that. We kind of have spiritual white ants sort of come in and just strip us bare of things. We can find ourselves quite devastated at times, and And this song, I guess, sort of says like that, you know, just get away and just cast your troubles. And we'll sing it. Sometimes you've gotta let it all go, though you'll find it hard, hand it over. To the bottom of the sea is my iniquity, sooner the better, hand it over. Remember the love like a priceless vase, got shattered to pieces, it was so hard. You lose to run away, you can choose to stand tall. You make the call to make a new start. You've got to cast your bread on the water. Cast your bread on the water. Years like the white ants eaten away, still I will pray for tomorrow. Faithful and true are the words of a friend, I'll restore your years that were swallowed. You've got to cast your bread on the water. Cast your bread on the water. To cast your bread on the water. You've got to cast your bread on the water. Cast your bread on the water. On the water. On the water, on the water, on the water. Thanks. This one's called The Great Shepherd, and it's a song written back in about 1972 that everyone's forgotten. So tonight I'm reviving it again. Jesus is the great shepherd, the only master of the flock. He's the one that you can trust and lean on, because he is the solid rock. Build your foundation on top of him and get to know his holy word. Let him build your house of holiness, not a sinful one of hay, stubble or wood. He wants to be complete Lord of your life. narrow gate. The road is thin, but he will guide. The wolves and thieves, they cannot harm you if you stay by the Master's side. Follow Jesus. Follow Jesus. Follow Jesus. Follow Jesus. Thanks very much. This one's called Still a Small Voice. And Joe Mandel on the bass there, Frank Zappa. He taught me this riff, and it's a... Now, Joe's really good at doing those riffs, but he gives me to them. He gave that one to me, so I put a few words to it. And it just talks about sometimes having to get away to a quiet place. Was that you, Rowena? You want to come up here and do a song? That'll keep it quiet for a while. This song just talks about having to get away to a nice quiet place sometimes. We get so caught up with the busyness of the world, and sometimes just need to get away from it all. This one's called Quiet Place. Still a small voice, actually. There is a quiet place where I know that I can go, far away from this maladjusted world that plagues me so. A place for the heartbroken, where truth and love is spoken to your heart, and that's a start. There is a quiet place, a welcome presence for the soul. You lead me by the still waters and never leave me, no. It's a place for the heartbroken, where truth and love is spoken to your heart, and that's a start. There is a still small voice. 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 There is a quiet place where I know that I can go, where peace like a river comes when you let yourself go. Let yourself be broken. Let the truth in love be spoken to your heart, and that's a start. There is a still small voice. There is a still small voice. There is a still small voice. There is a still small a still small voice. Thank you. This next one, I was 7 years old in 1969, and this song's called One Small Step, and it just talks about Neil Armstrong's sort of venture to the moon, Apollo 11. July 21, 1969 in the Southern Hemisphere, when you watch the movie The Dish. But over the Northern Hemisphere, they reckon it was July 20. This is a protest song. It's actually July 21. But I watched the 30th anniversary of the moon landing on telly, and I just rekindled these memories of what I was doing back in 1969. And I had a friend of mine, and he was sort of 14 and 15, and he had all these sort of dreams that were just nothing like I had back then. So it depends how old you were back in 1969. But for me, you know, at assembly at school, we were singing Peter, Paul and Mary songs and the Seekers. I remember that. And, you know, I thought the moon was made of green cheese. Look, I'm not sure if it was around when I was 7. It might have been preceding that when I was about 5 or 6. I think when I was 7, I was just sort of slowing down a bit there and realising that it may not be made of green cheese and stuff. But, you know, the old cow jumped over the moon, the spring heeled, you know, over the moon, and that was it. I kind of had a pretty naive sort of thing about the moon landing. But, you know, back in then there was the Vietnam protesters were doing their thing, and it was all that peace and love and all that sort of stuff. You know, it cost $24 million to put that expedition on the moon, and the legacy was over 780 kilograms of moon rocks, someone said. And I just think, gosh, there's a lot of better things you can do with that sort of money. Anyway, it's called One Small Step, or The Dish, just whatever you like to call it. It was a hazy memory in my mind when the world stopped for the moon upon the sea of tranquility. The eagle made its debut. Spring-heeled cows could jump so high back in 1969. When an ordinary man put his moon boots on, it was a giant leap for mankind. There were Vietnam protesters, there was free love in the streets. It was a voyage of discovery, but was it really worth the leap? 30 years ago, it was the way we were. 30 years ago, it was the way we were. July 21 back in 69, the world stopped for the moon. 30 years ago, it was the way we were. 30 years ago, it was the way we were. 30 years ago, it was the way we were. Now 30 years on, have we somehow got it wrong? 30 years on, have we somehow got it wrong? Thank you. I'm the guy with hair like mine, but he's got it straightened. That's the drummer, Travis. Give him a hand. And the guy on the bass guitar is Joe, who loves doing Frank Zappa impersonations when no one's watching. Give him a hand. And that's my mate Tony on the guitar. He's a great guitar player. Give him a hand.
Thanks, Mum.
And this is Jenny Tromp, all the way from Mount Evelyn, so give her a great hand. Woo! And this is Daryl on the keyboards. Well, we won't talk about him. So, no, he's a great guy. Give him a hand. Woo! I've got some really good friends, these musicians, and it keeps them amazing me why they bother to play with me, because I'm quite an intense musician. You ask my wife, it's just it's hard being a muso, and these guys put up with me, so I really thank them for helping me out tonight. Yeah, and help me write the songs, Joe, Tony. This is, I guess, another protest song. I was last year watching this news bulletin on telly over in America. They're having a summit meeting on how to solve the world's problems of hunger and starvation. Well, yeah, starvation and hunger. And they had this big summit over in the States, and Bill Clinton got all the world leaders together for a 4-day summit, and it cost $1 billion. And I thought it was, real hypocrisy, $1 billion to talk about the world sort of starving and homeless and all that sort of stuff. And 4 days just, eating and drinking and carrying on like that, and things haven't really changed. I don't think they're going to change. So I sort of wrote this song, just a bit annoyed about that actually. And I just think of Rumpelstiltskin. He had that real big thing about spinning for gold. And I think it's a lot of people in the world today, probably more so in the last couple of hundred years than ever in history. There seems to be this lust, for spinning for gold, making money, and yet there's so many people starving and that are homeless. And yet it seems to be everybody's passion to sort of buy lotto tickets and blow it when they win it and stuff. It just seems a bit fruitless. Anyway, this is called Spinning for Gold. Watching the news and political views, watching a plague of locusts on the loose. $1 billion summit throws its crumbs on the side, starving and homeless are reaching for the sky, while nobody cares if they live or die. While we overspend our credit, the bill is gonna come from the sky. you'll hear it all again. No matter who you voted, just don't change the state we're in. Jesus spelt it out when he walked on this floor. People, not politics, freedom to the poor. But nobody cares if they live or die. While we overspend our credit, the bill is gonna come from the sky. Nobody cares if they live or die. We just overspend our credit, the bill is gonna come from the sky. You know, spinning for gold is the disease of man. But have you got a spiritual plan? Don't you wonder why you're here and what for? There's gotta be something, there's gotta be more. 'Cause nobody cares if you live or die. While we overspend our credit, the bill is gonna come from the sky. Nobody cares if they live or die. We just overspend our credit and the bill is gonna come from the sky. Thank you. That isn't Coke, it's actually water. This next song is it's called Stepping Out, and I watch things on TV, and that's how I write songs. I'm not very good at trying to write songs. I just have to wait until a good news broadcast comes on TV, or a good preacher says something that I really get into. And actually, I didn't know who Fred Hollows was till a few years ago, and I saw a doco on telly, and I thought, gee, you know, that guy did some really good stuff. And I was just thinking what Fred Hollows did. You know, his dream was to help all those people see, and so he did that. And I'm thinking, boy, just Jesus can do the same, you know, does the same sort of thing. So I sort of put the two together, you know, what Fred Hollows can do, you know, and I was thinking in the spiritual thing, what Jesus can do for us, you know. And but it just talks about having to step out in faith, and you know, you don't know if the chair down there is gonna hold you when you sit on it. You can spend your whole life wondering if that chair is going to hold you up. It's not until you do something simple like go and sit on it. It's not a hard thing to do, but you go and find out, and it actually holds you up. That's what faith is, and that's what the song, I guess, sort of says. You've got to just step out in faith and find out these things for yourself. I'm sure that's what Fred Hollows did. You know, he didn't know he was going to be a great eye surgeon. You know, he just stepped out and did what it took, and helped a lot of people. What key are we in? I don't play. That's right. Tried to find the way to your heart, I took the long way there. History said, man, put you on a cross, it doesn't seem fair. After all you gave up, has it come undone that we don't care? I wanna jump to my feet, cry injustice and weep for the boy whose family got gunned down in a Kosovo street. Yeah, tell me, is salvation for me too late? I feel like a pastor used by date. Like I'm stepping out the elevator door, and it's a little peculiar, 'cause there ain't no floor. I'm stepping out. In faith, I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out. In faith, I'm stepping out. You know, the deaf, blind, dumb, the prostitutes and bums came to Jesus and believed he healed everyone. Fred Hollows had a dream, giving hope to the hopeless, making blind people see. Yeah, and if Fred helped them and Jesus set free those, I believe you can heal me too, Lord. You'll bring my searching to a close. I'm stepping out. In faith, I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out. In faith, I'm stepping out. Well, I believe in you 'cause you believe in me. Like a bolt from the blue, it's plain to see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Once who was lost, but now I'm found. You know, a prisoner in chains inside of me. You heard my cry, you set me free. I'm stepping out. In faith, I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out. In faith, 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 I'm stepping out. This is a song called Let Us Be One. It's another really old song. I really like it. I think the whole thing about me over the last 20 years is I just love people, you know, and it just even before I came into to faith in God and that, I just really love being around people. And it's one thing my dad says to this day. He sort of shakes his head and he says, "Son, I just can't believe the way you get yourself in front of people and just go up to people." You know, my dad was a musician. He used to go to a lot of clubs and stuff like that, and he played with some pretty good musicians, and I always tagged along. But I just love Dad's friends, you know, and I just go up and make myself known to them. And my dad's best friend is a really good jazz clarinet player, and he's living over here in Melbourne, and I haven't seen him for about 20 years. And I was just down in Sorrento one day, and there he was, old Jack Steele, you know, my dad's best friend who's moved over here, still playing Dixieland jazz and the main street of Sorrento. So I waltzed up to him, "How you going, Jack?" You know. But I just really like people, and I just can't help sort of going up and saying, "Hi, how you doing?" and sort of getting a bit interested in who they are and stuff. And what I like about the Christian faith is that it sort of hinges on love and unity. And I think that's just so much what there is around in the world. There's just, you know, so many people fighting against each other. And this is a song I heard years ago that I really liked it, and it's something I really sort of take to myself, and it's a bit of a challenge to myself, and it's called Let Us Be One. Lord, don't let me strive against my brother. I'm so tired, I don't want to do it no more. Lord, don't let us fight against each other. Let us be one in you. Lord, give us love for one another. And what we say, yes, in what we do. Lord, teach me to build up my brother. Let us be one in you. For your sake, let us learn to wait on the Spirit's move. We know that the hour is so late. You'll be coming soon. Ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Holy Spirit, knowing full well that we're in your hand. Oh God, open up our hearts so we can hear it. Let us be one in you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Down. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Let us be one in you. Let us be one in you. Let us be one. Thanks so much. This guy, he was a keyboard player for the Kinks. You know, La 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 Lola, C-O-L-A Cola, back in the late 60s or thereabouts. And John Pantry was his name. And he came to our church, and I was expecting him to talk about sex, drugs, and rock and roll and music and all that sort of stuff. But he did the absolute opposite. He just talked about what God did for him since. And what's that got to do with the song? You wonder, don't you? Oh, that's right. He actually he said this word at the end of the service. He's playing a few songs on the keyboard and that. At the end of the service, he said, "Look, we'll just have a benediction before we end." I was going, benediction? What on earth's a benediction? So last year I got my dictionary out and looked up the word benediction, and it means bless ye. It's kind of a thing you do in the traditional churches, I think, toward the end of the service and stuff. It's like a prayer, you know, just a thank you to God and stuff. And so I just wrote the song, sort of talking about that, about how God's always here to stay. A lot of people come and go in our lives, a lot of situations come and go, but God's really good because He's here to stay. And it just talks about His goodness, and I guess it's a benediction I want to give back to God. And just part of the song talks about the aurora borealis, which is a big constellation, natural sort of thing in the northern hemisphere skies. And it talks about the touch of a baby's hand. I'm just thinking how great God is to care about little people like us when you see what He's created out there in the heavens. So this is just a benediction called Here to Stay. Deep down you're touched by stuff that's emotion, just like the pain when a heart's been broken. It will always be there, never go away. But I'm sure glad you're here to stay. You're here to stay. You're beautiful like aurora borealis. I feel you when I touch a newborn hand. You covered me with blood within the chalice. The one whose feet you washed is who I am. It's who I am. You're a world of good when I look around me. Holding this old world in your hands. You bring to life that old word, benediction. The one whose feet you washed is who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're here to stay. You're here to stay. Thanks very much. That's it, huh? That's it. We'd just like to finish on one last song. But I just want to thank the guys in the band for helping out tonight. And I want to thank all you guys along for coming. My friend Dave Drummond over there who did the album cover. And all your friends that have been good to me, helped me to write the songs. And we're going to have a break after this next song and have some supper. There's plenty of food out there. And I want to come back on a little bit later and just have a bit of a retro 70s look at the songs I was into when I grew up that inspired me and helped me too to write the songs that I write today. I've got a shocking memory even for my own songs. As that. Tony, my guitarist, knows my songs better than I do. But this one's called The King in All His Glory, and it's a good song for Easter just coming up. Last night I must admit I thought I'd cry forevermore. I saw the one I loved so much standing before the high court. They beat him and they whipped him till his blood was running free. And then they gave him a crown of thorns to add to their mockery. Why did he allow it? I hope one day I'll know why the King in all his glory never let his glory show. His body was growing weaker, so they beat him yet again. And then they gave him a mighty cross to carry in his pain. And as he struggled beneath those great big beams, my tears made it hard to see. But the direction in which he was heading was a hill called Calvary. Why did he allow it? I hope one day I'll know why the King in all his glory never let his glory show. When they reached the summit, they nailed him to a tree, along with a couple of thieves, for all the world to see. One thief turned to him and said, "If you're Christ, then set us free." But the other one said to Jesus, "Please, Lord, remember me." Why did he allow it? I hope one day I'll know why the King in all his glory never let his glory show. The earth was growing blacker, his life was nearly through. He shouted, "Father, forgive them, they know not what they do." And just a short time after, we could all see he was dead. And the only thing left to show he was king was the crown of thorns on his head. A short time after he was buried, on the saddest day that's been, a great big stone covered the tomb, so his body could not be seen. And while we were all sleeping, and God only knows how, his only son had conquered death and is here with us now. Now I know why he allowed it. Praise the Lord, I know for sure that 2,000 years ago Jesus' blood opened heaven's door. Yes, 2,000 years ago Jesus' blood gave me life forevermore. Thank you very much. They made up their minds and they started packing. Help me sing. They left before the sun came up that day. Exit to eternal summer slacking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? They drank up the wine and they got to talking. Children woke up and they couldn't find them. They left before the sun came up that day. They just drove up and left it all behind them. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Everyone can see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold, never get hungry, never get old and gray. You can see the shadows wandering off somewhere, won't make it home, but they really don't care. Wanted the highway, happy to be here today, and today on is paved in gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold, never get hungry, never get old and gray. You can see the shadows wandering off somewhere, won't make it home, but they really don't care. Wander the highway, happy to be here today, today. This next one's a New Zealand one. It's called Weather With You. walking around the room singing stormy weather at 57 Mount Pleasant Street. The same room, but everything's different. You can find the sleep, but not the dream. Things ain't cooking in my kitchen. Strange affliction wash over me. Julius Caesar, the Roman Empire, couldn't conquer the blue sky. Well, there's a small boat made of china. It's going nowhere on the mantelpiece. Well, do I lie like a lounge room lizard, or do I sing like a bird release? Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather. Take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather. Everywhere you go, always take the weather. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather. Take the weather with you. This is called Stuck in the Middle, an old Steelers Wheel song. Don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall down the stairs, and I'm wondering how I'll get up the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Here I am stuck in the middle with you, and I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep a smile on my face. Losing control, yeah, I'm all over the space. Well, I started out, I am stuck in the middle with you. Well, you started out with nothing. You're proud that you're a self-made man. Your friends say you'll come running, slap you on the back and say, please, please. Well, I'm trying to make some sense of it all, but I can see that it makes no sense at all. Is it cool to go to sleep on the floor? 'Cause I don't think that I can take any more. Clowns to the left of me, jokes to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Well, you started out with nothing. You're proud that you're a self-made man. Your friends, they all come running, slap you on the back and say, please, please. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair, and I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Thank you. Thanks, Daryl. Hold on to your hats. This is a song that Tony likes called Little Wing. She's walking through the clouds with the circus smile that's running wild. Butterflies and zebras and moonbeams and fairy tales. So all she ever thinks about is riding with the wind. When I'm sad, she comes to me with 1,000 smiles she gives to me free. It's all right, she says, it's all right. Take anything you want from me, anything, anything at all. She's walking the circus mind running wild. Butterflies and zebras and moonbeams and fairy tales, riding with the wind. Back in 1968, David Bowie wrote this song called Space Oddity. It was the year before. The man walked on the moon. Don't really know what the song's about, but we really like it, and we just do it for fun. Control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2, check ignition, and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. It's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm slipping through the door, and I'm floating in the most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. Floating in this tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. to go. Tell my wife I love her very much. She knows. Ground control to Major Tom. Your circuit's dead, there's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear? Am I floating in a tin can? Far above the moon. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. That was ridiculous. Now back to something completely different. I really like Van Morrison, and that's good. We're going to do two of his songs. The first one's Tupelo Honey, and it's just a great love song. He writes the best love songs. So if you've got someone you love, this is for them. You can take all the tea in China, put it in a big brown bag for me, drop it straight into the deep blue ocean, drop it straight into the deep blue sea. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. She's an angel of the first degree. She's an angel. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. Just like the honey baby from the tree. They can't stop us on that road to freedom. They can't keep us 'cause their eyes can't see. Men with insight, men with valor, knights in armor bent on chivalry. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. She's an angel of the first degree. She's an angel. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. Just like the honey baby from the tree. They can't stop us on that road to freedom. They can't keep us 'cause their eyes can't see. Men with insight and men with valor, knights in armor bent on chivalry. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. She's an angel of the first degree. she's an angel. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. Just like the honey baby from the tree. As long as I remember, the rain's been pouring down. Clouds of mystery pouring, confusion all around. Good men through the ages, trying to find the sun. Still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? I went down Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in the fable, I watched the towers grow. 5-year plans and new deals, wrapped in golden years. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? Singers playing, and how we cheered for more. Crowds that rushed together, trying to keep warm. Still the rain kept pouring, falling on my ears. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? That's my favourite Van Morrison one. It's called Blue Eyed Girl. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, where do we go? The days when the rain came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog, with our hearts a thumping, and you, my blue-eyed girl, you, my blue-eyed girl. Whatever happened to Tuesdaying so slow? Going down the old mine with the transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind the rainbow's wall, skipping and a sliding all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-dee-da? Just like that, yeah. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-dee-da, la-dee-da. so hard to find my way now that I'm all on my own. I saw you just the other day. My, how you had grown. I cast my memory back there, oh Lord. Sometimes I'm overcome just thinking about it. Laughing and a running, hey, hey, behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my blue-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da. Just like that, yeah. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Let's sing it again. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. One more time now. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da. La-dee-da. Thank you. It's another love song. We love love songs. It's called something. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she woos me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. Somewhere in her smile she knows that I don't need no other lover. Something in her style that shows me I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. You're asking me, will my love grow? I don't know, I don't know. You stick around, now it may show. I don't know, I don't know. Something in the way she knows, and all I have to do is think of her. Something in the things she shows me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll do just one more. And Tony doesn't want to do that one. Penny Lane.
Yeah, we wish. We don't have a trumpet player.
Nothing comes easy.
Yeah, do one of yours. Off your first
We'll finish with this one. Thank you very much. It's called Nothing Comes Easy off Wooden Ships. Hope you had a good night and go home safely and drink more coffee. Keep your weight while you're driving. Thank you very much. We enjoyed having you here tonight. Nothing comes easy. Nothing much is free. But the skin on my bones and this breath of God in me. But if there's one thing for sure, I know till I die, He's my calm in the midst of a hurricane. He's my peace in the eye of the storm. You've gotta risk being lonely. You've gotta risk a broken heart. But like a newborn baby's first walk, step it out and make a start. Although your house of cards may crumble, your tears may fill the sea. Things we hold on to close sometimes, those things must be released. But if there's one thing for sure, I know till I die, He's my calm in the midst of a hurricane. He's my peace in the eye of the storm. He's my calm in the midst of a hurricane. He's my peace in the eye of the storm. Comes easy, nothing much is free, but the skin on these old bones and this breath of God in me. But if there's one thing for sure, I know till I die. If there's one thing for sure, I know till I die. And if there's one thing for sure, I know till I die, He's my calm in the midst of a hurricane. He's my peace in the eye of the storm. He's my calm in the midst of a hurricane. He's my peace in the eye of a storm. Thank you. And just give these guys a good hand. Thanks.